Hi Aquarius, and welcome back to the channel. I'm Jen with Bohemian Path Tarot, and today we're doing January readings. I've got the Unfolding Path Tarot here, and as always, we do general readings for the monthlies. So we'll talk about whatever comes up. It's not quite the same as a one-to-one reading with the general readings. So take what resonates for you. I'll give a few examples of how it might show up for you. But if it doesn't resonate entirely, leave what doesn't resonate for another Aquarius. It might be that we get general guidance, general advice. We might find a little something about relationships or career, general life path, whatever comes up, we'll let the cards lead us. I'm going to go ahead and shuffle. Oh, before I do that, let me remind you to feel free to check out the videos for all of your big placements, your sun sign, your rising sign, your moon sign, or whatever videos you're drawn to, knock yourself out. But I'm going to go ahead and shuffle, and I always kind of fast forward through this shuffling part and get right into laying out the cards for your reading. So I will meet you there in just a bit. Okay. Let's see what we've got, Aquarius. The Six of Wands, the Eight of Wands, the Page of Wands, and the World. I have to tell you, this is a pattern we're seeing in a lot of readings this month. Not everybody, but in a lot of readings, we're seeing a lot of wand energy and a major arcana or two. So wand energy, of course, is that fiery inspiration. So a lot of folks are getting off to a lot of inspiration or a lot of action at the start of the month, start of the year, which is great. Better to be inspired, or better to have passion or a passion project, or to have a good idea, or be ready to tackle the new year with enthusiasm than, the opposite. And also, the major arcana cards, of course, mean that there are some personal kind of shifts that are leading to, these internal changes that then lead to changes in our external world. So we only see changes. That's the one thing that tarot readers get asked a lot, and astrologers, and people come to us with, when is my love life going to change, or when is my life going to get better? And we only see changes in our lives when we make changes within ourselves, or when we kind of evolve or make different choices, right? And the major arcana cards point to those times when we are evolving, or we are making sort of personal shifts or changes. And this is like kind of the next level. It's the last card in the major arcana, and it signifies a major up-leveling, or like a major sort of transformation, a readiness or a preparedness for the next chapter. Like you've done your work, you're ready for a role change. So Aquarius, this is a really significant reading here. So starting with the World, I'll tell you, this card often comes up, and this is just an example, right? But this card will often come up for me when I do readings at baby showers, and I read for the mom-to-be. It tends to come up when a person is hitting a significant life milestone, like changing from being just a single human being who's only in charge of themselves, to being a human being who is now in charge of themselves and another little helpless human being, right? That's a significant life milestone. It can come up with, like, when you graduate school and you go from being a student to now being, a working person, or, that's a significant role change when you are no longer a student and you have to sort of fend for yourself or become a working person and take on different responsibilities. So it's that kind of example. It doesn't necessarily have to be that dramatic for every Aquarius or watching this video, but it does signify here some sort of transition, role shift, change. It could be on the job. Perhaps you change a position to a leadership role. It could even be the sort of thing where you scale back, where you want to cut your hours and go from full-time to part-time so you can watch your grandkids. It could signify retirement, or because you want to devote more time to an artistic pursuit. That kind of making that kind of a change. Like I said, it's going to be different for different Aquarians, so take it as it resonates in your situation. But there is, with this card, new opportunities and, kind of new experiences and new things to learn, new sides of yourself to challenge, or, kind of new muscles to work out, if you will. That's a metaphor, of course, with this shift. So we'll leave that there for now. I think you get the idea. And moving on to these kind of fiery cards here, let me speak about the wands as a suit, right? So generally, wands have to do with our enthusiasm, excitement, passion. It can be that spark of inspiration. It's often the thing that we're excited about that gets us out of bed in the morning. It can even have an attachment to our ego. So it can be, the suit of wands can be associated with a passion project or something that we want to be known by, or a project or a situation or a talent that we have that we want to share with others, or that we're really excited to get to do or be known by. For some Aquarians, this might be a creative sort of talent or project or hobby or career. For some Aquarians, this could be an athletic talent or hobby or career. It can go either way. It's associated, with both things because of the passion. It can be associated with both. The energy can be associated with, fitness and drive and, athleticism. But the inspirational piece can be associated with creativity. But there's also sometimes like a charm piece. So it could also be associated with speaking or writing, being in front of an audience, something like that. Now, getting into like the sort of individual cards here, the Six of Wands is typically associated with a victory, a win, an acknowledgement, and usually a sort of public acknowledgement. So this goes along with something like a promotion or getting a gig or a position. I always use the example of getting a role in a community theater play or something along those lines. It could be an athletic victory, as it's presented here in this card. But take it as it resonates in your world. It could even be like winning a bake-off or something like that. It doesn't have to be like a literal win. It could be more metaphorical, but in some way it represents a positive sort of validation, in some way being recognized for a talent or an accomplishment that you have or you have achieved. And if you haven't experienced it yet, it suggests that at some point early in January, you will experience this sort of win or validation. And the Eight of Wands is typically a response to something you've put out in the universe, or possibly in response to this win or this validation. You get more invitations based on that. So, as a for instance, say the win is that you have your artwork shown in an art show. The Eight of Wands could be sales of your art or requests for your art to be shown in another art show. I don't really know much about that world, so I'm just kind of guessing how that works, but more requests or more invitations for your portfolio to be seen or shared or something like that. So it's based on your talent or your skill or other things you've already done and furthering that. So you want to be sure to be checking, every email, every place you might get a DM for invitations around a hobby or a job or something to do with your career path, because there's likely to be an invitation. This could be, an actual, just a job interview too, something like that. It could be in response to resumes you've put out, something along those lines. But you'll want to be on top of any form of communication that comes in, because messages will be coming in for you, inviting you to sort of a next level experience. And then finally, we have the Page of Wands, which again is related to more messages and possibly collaboration, more opportunities with regard to, whatever this hobby or job or talent might be. This could be with a specific person or a specific company or organization. You get a specific invitation to participate. It could be you reaching out. This page could be you reaching out, or you starting a particular project, you starting your next project. So, for example, in the using the example of the artist starting a new series of photographs or starting a new canvas or something like that. Pages can be new beginnings in that same area of enthusiasm or artistic endeavor, athletic endeavor. So I guess I've been using the artistic example a lot. If we use an example for an athlete, if that's your thing, this could be striking out on your own as a fitness trainer, or starting to prepare for a new marathon or something like that. So again, there's countless examples of how it might show up in your world. So take it as it might resonate for you. I assume you know what you're excited about. I assume you know what you're excited to start in the new year. And whatever project this is, or whatever talent you want to explore, or whatever you're passionate about, you've got support. These cards say the time is now to go for it. There are victories ahead. There are invitations coming. And the more you succeed, the more inspiration or the more passion or the more energy you generate. So I'm going to leave it there, Aquarius. I hope you like your reading. Thank you so much for dropping by. Until next time, take good care. Bye for now.